I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
The critics agree Metal Gear Solid is an absolute masterpiece. Games just don't look any better than this. The best reason yet to own a PlayStation. Metal Gear Solid by Konami.
PlayStation.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is for Vante. It's a PayPal request. Thank you so much for that. For people interested in requesting any type of reviews, re-reviews, topics, reactions, pretty much any type of videos, you can send the request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. And based on the title, you can tell that it doesn't just have to be about movies. It could be about video games or what have you. So again, if you want PayPal or Patreon, links are down below. If not, I understand. No worries. But Vontae wanted me to talk about Metal Gear Solid for PS1. And the gist of the story, Solid Snake, you infiltrate this nuclear weapons facility, there's this terrorist threat called FOXHOUND, and you begin to realize there's a lot more going on than meets the eye, and there's this creation called Metal Gear. It's in a way a sequel to the original Metal Gear games from back in the day. I would also say Nintendo. There was a game for Nintendo, but it was more, I forgot what system it was originally on. I forgot what it was called, damn it. But I remember playing this back in the day many times. This is back to the time where I did have the PlayStation 1. And before that, I played Nintendo and Super Nintendo. And with the PlayStation 1 just being blown away, yeah, nowadays you look at the graphics, people go, what, really? At the time, though, they were amazing. Because you gotta understand, during that time frame, you had just been used to characters on the Nintendo screen. And the fact that it's 3D and you're able to seem like you could do so much more, and the games seem like it could be so much longer, more epic, and more to them, whether it be a creepier story like Silent Hill 1 and 2. Well, Silent Hill 2 is PS2. Silent Hill, I'm like, wow, this is so creepy and eerie and atmospheric. And Resident Evil 2, wow, you could play the game and you could even play it again, and you did like another story, like a B story. And this, like, wow, it's more than one disc, and this is a really lengthy, pretty in-depth story with these type of cinematics and the cutscenes, the codec messaging back and forth, and you hear the actual voice. I mean, having grown up with Nintendo and Super Nintendo, this is like a new ball game now for this type of video game experience. And as a kid that at the time I was living in the middle of nowhere on a farm. Didn't really do much in the summer other than watch movies or play games. This was one of them. And when you play a game, you just get really in-depth and consumed by it. And so I always thought the game was a lot of fun. Not everyone's cup of tea. I know my friend Michael Keane, he played this game and he hated it. He didn't even finish it. So I don't know if this game will really play to an audience of today because of its control system, because of its look, because of how it really gets into the story. Some could say it's more of a movie than a game. I still say it's a game in this one. That's why I didn't really give a shit about playing some of the later Metal Gear Solids. Because Metal Gear Solid 4 really does seem like 80% movie, 20% game. And that's not really what I'm looking for. Like this, there's a lot of movie to it, but there's still a lot of gameplay to be had in this. And I always thought this is my favorite. You know, the second one, I didn't give a shit about the character I was playing. I wanted to play as Solid Snake. I don't give a shit about Raiden or Raiden or Beach Blonde Hair Fuckwit. I didn't give a shit about him. I never did. That hurt my enjoyment. And that's the game I got fucking confused with the story, that I just gave up on the story. I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be some deep, dark, one of the best storylines in video game history. I'm confused as shit. I don't care anymore. Breaking the fourth wall. It knows it's a video game. Whatever the fuck. Metal Gear Solid 3, the jungle. I did what they were going for. I wanted to play as Solid Snake, not a guy who looks and sounds exactly like him, but is not him. And the jungle setting just wasn't that interesting for me. So really, Metal Gear Solid, this was the only one I truly enjoy. I know I'm alone in that. Just I like the location. I like being in the snow and this like fortress in the middle of nowhere, having to sneak in. And it's your choice. You could either sneak in, or you could be a man of action. A lot of times I would want to try to break people's necks. I would screw up and cause an alert, but I was like, fuck, I'll try it again. I want to break people's necks. When you go behind them, you tap, like, da-da-da-da-da. It's that satisfying crack sound. Now, it's not like Metal Gear Solid 2 where you have to drag the bodies around. Here they just disappear. Which I'm fine with. But I love the voice actors. I thought did a really good job. David Hayter, fantastic as Solid Snake. I mean, the look of him. I read somewhere that the body is based on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like the body type. Not so much the face, but the body type. I'm like, okay. And his performance is definitely inspired by Snake Plissken. With that type of voice. I mean, Solid Snake. Snake Plissken. I mean, it was Solid Snake in the previous old school games, but I'm just saying, even when you look at Metal Gear, the cover, it's fucking Michael Biehn from Terminator. The old school like Nintendo Metal Gear Solid, you know, was it MSX? The other system it was originally on MSX? I think that was what it was called. I mean, is that Michael Biehn? But again, it's him from the first Terminator film in the future portion. And it's Solid Snake Plissken. But yeah, David Hayter definitely took that. I thought he did a great job voicing the character. Like, he has that voice, but it's not Christian Bale Batman voice. It's like the cool Carl Urban dread, like the way that voice should be played. Other ones, Cam Clark is your villain, Liquid Snake. It was always funny because as a kid, I'm playing this game. I'm like, is that Leonardo? Because he voiced Leo in the 80s Ninja Turtles cartoon. Holy shit, it's Leonardo. I knew he was an asshole. But, because I'm a Raphael guy. I knew he was an asshole. Debbie Mae West as Meryl, who you meet along the way. Naomi Hunter is one of the people you talk to on your codec. Otacon, he's a nerdy scientist you meet along the way. That's voiced by Christopher Randolph. Naomi, Jennifer Hale. Paul Eating as Roy Campbell. He's kind of your Troutman to you as Rambo. Kim, my guess, is Maylene. She's the Kodak late. Well, for those people probably know what the Metal Gear Solid is, but if not, throughout the game you could pause, go to your screen, which is a codec, and send messages out and maybe get information or hints of what to do next. If you go to mailing, that was your save system. I think the music is very cinematic music. It's music that would fit in a movie. It's really good music. I mean, that's one thing with all the games. The music is definitely stellar. Dun, 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 dun. It really gets you in the mood to play the game. Again, it's a great musical score. It is movie quality, in my opinion, the score. My favorite piece, which this was more in the second one, to be honest, but but yeah, the music is great. The graphics, I mean, I could play it and still be fine with it, but other people be like, well, what's these blocky polygons? Is you? But I could still enjoy it. You'd call it nostalgia, whatever. And you could tell they put a lot of care into this, a lot of work into this. I mean, the beginning portion, like, if you don't click on the game, or if you do certain something, you actually could get another cinematic that's not actually within the game. It's Snake, like, sitting down and sort of being talked to by, I almost want to call him Troutman, by Roy Campbell about the mission that's coming up, and give you info on each of these people that you're going to be going up against. And like, you see Snake with his hair poofy and looking down. Like, little nice secrets to find within the game. I guess I wouldn't call that a secret, but nice little things. But like, when you float into the water at the very beginning, you get out, and then like a little training, almost a little bit, till you sneak past this one guy and get on this elevator. To me, I always try to fucking break their necks. If I just sneak by them, the game would go a lot easier for me. But it's like, I can't help it. I gotta try to break their necks. And this is very cinematic. That's one of the things I love about the game. Like, he takes his gear off as the elevator's rising up. And then there he's standing, Metal Gear Solid. It's alright, we're in the shit now. And he's looking over the facility with his binoculars. It's a Hind D. What's a Russian gunship doing here? Yeah, I've played it enough. I remember some pieces of dialogue. I have no idea. And you either... And again, it didn't give you options. Do you want to just sneak, or do you want to try to kill everybody? Do you want to sneak on the bottom, or do you want to sneak on the top and go through the ventilation shaft there? It's up to you. And then again, the different codecs. I really do enjoy the story within the game. See, unlike the second one, this one I got more invested into the story, and I wasn't that confused with the story. And being more in depth with, you know, what happened in the past. Yeah, preachy. I can agree it's a bit preachy about, yes, we know nuclear war and war itself is awful. Okay, he's a little bit down on the preachiness. But, you know, I remember the first time playing this just being really invested, like, what's going to happen within the story. Like, this guy you're supposed to rescue, Donald Anderson, you get there, and all of a sudden he has a heart attack. Like, what the fuck? And then you find out why that heart attack happened. And then there's this soldier, but there's something different about this soldier. And that becomes Meryl, who you find out is connected to Roy Campbell, that character, and how she's related to that character, and your friendship building up with Meryl. Within the story, like meeting Otacon, and then how they develop the characters, like Otacon mentioning about how he's a fan of anime. Does that have anything to do with the story? No, but at least it delves into the character of Otacon, or Emmerich, played by Christopher Randolph. I like these villains. I thought these villains worked well, like Vulcan, Psycho Mantis, Sniper Wolf, Revolver Ocelot, Vulcan Raven. Like, even their names sound cool, and each battle it feels different enough so it doesn't feel repetitive. And there's a lot of intense moments, but hey, if I can beat the game, that's why I talked to Michael Keane. If I can beat the game and I suck, you can beat the game, man. Trust me. If I can beat it, you can beat it. But I think to him, he's like, I don't give a fuck about beating it. Fuck the game. But people forget back in the day when you got games, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, these are games that you're supposed to have a trial and error learning curve, which is something you don't really do nowadays because people are like, I don't have time for this shit. But that's the idea, and that's kind of what we're missing with a lot of games today, is that you can't have a trial and error mentality to a game, because you're not supposed to beat the game in 2 seconds or 2 days. They're hoping it'll take you months to beat the game so that you get money out of your experience. People are like, I don't have time. I don't have fucking time to play this for months. So I think, sadly, a lot of games reflect that. That's why a lot of games really do hold your hand. I'm like, why don't you just play the fucking game for me then, game? Why don't you even need the control? Just play the game for me and I'll just watch. So, I mean, it's a tough game, but again, if I can beat it, anybody can beat it. But I mean, your first time fighting Vulcan, and he's on the tank, and then, oh shit, I gotta use these chaff grenades to fuck some equipment up, and then throw the grenades when he opens the little porthole on the tank. Or Sniper Wolf. Okay, I have to try to take it out with the sniper rifle. Oh wait a minute, I got this one thing, which is a cool weapon, where you shoot the missile, and then with your directional pads, you move the missile wherever you want. And usually I use that to fuck her up. Usually I try to target where the hell she's at. Because you get another cool thing with that weapon. I forget what the hell that weapon's called, though. You could push a button, it's POV. So a lot of times I would kneel behind the snowbound, shoot the weapon, go POV. Where are you, bitch? Where's that fucking bitch? Oh, there you are. Stay on target. Blast her ass. I'll be like, I'm safe here behind this fucking snowbound bitch. Just kill her ass that way. But I mean, there are moments where you gotta use a sniper rifle. There are moments you have the Stinger missiles, which is just cool to fire that thing. Whether you're fighting the Hindy or when you fight Metal Gear at the end. It's just cool to target it, fire it, just gives a sense of satisfaction. I mean, it would have been nice to have, I mean, technically you can, but it's hard to do that without, again, an alert, which just countless bad guys will keep coming. But I'm saying it would have been nice to have a moment where you just fire the missiles on just random bad guys. I mean, again, technically you can, you just gotta pick your moments. The sad thing is you can't do that willy-nilly because with the alerts, bad guys will just keep coming and not stop. That's the annoying thing about that. But I mean, to me, it kept my interest with, different types of action beats. Like there's Liquid in the helicopter, you gotta dodge and you gotta shoot the fucking helicopter down. Or in the fist fight, the invisible, there's this robot ninja. I know, what the fuck? Yeah. I remember playing the game the first time, and I'm like, holy shit, this hallway, it's a hallway of death. There's like all these dead bodies and blood and shit and ass everywhere. Just, well, what the hell happened here? And then you have this robot ninja that's invisible. What the fuck is this? And then you find, oh shit, if I shoot the gun, he just blasts the shit. So you have fight hand to hand. That's the way to go. Punch him a few times, run away. Punch him a few times, run away. That's how I did it. And back then, I didn't have a computer to figure this shit out, and no one I knew played the game, or at least to talk to with, so I'd have to figure this shit out on my own. Fuck, shooting don't work. What the hell do I do next? Let me punch him. Oh, well, that worked. I'll keep doing that. But I mean, like, each boss seemed a bit different. Like early on Revolt Ocelot, you gotta chase his ass, shoot him with your Soltron pistol. The second time Vaulting Raven, you're in the freezer. You can either use like C4 and use his radar and detonate it, or get behind him and use a Stinger missile, or how else you want to do it. But I think at least it gives you a few options of what to do, this or that. Let's see. Also some interesting bits, like the fact it gives you alternate endings depending what you do, especially at a certain point. So by the end of the game, you're either with one character or the other. And to me, you got your money's worth, because it felt epic. It felt like you were playing an epic movie. That's why I said, what do I make a Metal Gear Solid movie? I'm like, well, I kind of played the movie. Because it's cinematic like a movie. Only I'm doing a lot of the shit myself. Like at the end, you fight Metal Gear twice, and then you have a fist fight with Liquid Snake and knock his ass off. And of course you both gotta be shirtless, because it's gotta be the 80s. We gotta take our shirts off to fight. I'm like, Liquid Snake, do you want to fuck me? I mean, do you want to fuck with me? No. We gotta have our shirts off. Snake didn't take his shirt off. Liquid Snake took his shirt off. I'm like, I don't know, did he put his snake up your snake? Or your snake up your tailpipe? He thought it was a banana in the tailpipe. I don't know. But you have a fist fight, then you have a fight during the Jeep battle. That was a bit annoying. Because I swear I'm hitting the motherfucker when we're both in the Jeeps. Why are you not registering? I swear I'm hitting the motherfucker. It's like you have to get the right pinpoint part of him to shoot. So that did a bit irritating. I love the cinematic of it all, where you're both in Jeeps and you're moving the turret. But just how pinpoint you gotta be, I swear you can't get by that without getting hit. At least I never could. I never knew how without getting hit. I'm like, I better make sure I have a lot of fucking health for this. Otherwise, I'm never going to finish it. Other interesting moments, like how to get out of a jail cell. Otacon gave you like this ketchup. If you lay down, you put the ketchup on, it looks like you're dead. So the guard's like, what the fuck? And if you get up, you gotta knock them out real quick. Otherwise, you fuck up and the scene takes longer. One of the most intriguing moments is when you fight Psycho Mantis, and how it'll like not only control the other girl Meryl, but it seemingly fuck with your TV. So it seems like the picture goes out, but then it's like this Hideo like lettering on it. And the way to beat him is, oh yeah, change the controllers. I don't know how I figured that out. That might have been one that I looked in a magazine. I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? I don't remember how I figured that out. But again, that's very different. Like, that's very unique. And that's what with Metal Gear Solid, they really tried to go for the fences, and in my opinion, succeeded with this. They really did. And my least favorite part of the game is the torture part. Because what you have to do is, you're caught and you're being tortured. You have to hit these two buttons as quick as possible. If you lose, you die. If you quit, Meryl dies. But if you succeed, Meryl lives. So if you want Meryl to live, you can't give up and you can't die. So many times I feel like my fucking fingers are breaking. I hate that torture scene. Anytime I get to it, I fucking hate it. And I feel like my fingers are gonna break. It's like no matter how I'm doing it, my fingers get tired. It's like fuck, my fingers gonna break, man. I hate this shit. Some people do it easily. I don't know how the hell they do it, but to me, I'm like, my fingers are gonna break. There's gonna be nubs, and there's gonna be no more skin on it left. I hate this shit. That's my least favorite part of it. I hate that fucking bullshit. Can I just push one button and be like, skipped, you won? Can I do that for that scene? How about at this point, game, you can play this scene for me? I'll make an exception to what I said before. The second annoying part is when you get the key cards. And you gotta go all the fucking way back here and then make the key card hot. Go all the way back, then you gotta go all the way back to make the key card cold, then go all the way back. I'm like, this really is, we gotta make this fucking stretch out this game. I'm like, oh, come on, isn't there any other more clever ways to do this shit? But again, it does give you an epic feel, like you went through a lot, battling each of these villains, going deeper into this fortress, this place, all the different types of battles you go through. Okay, the third annoying thing is there's a stairwell. This is where you need the machine gun. I swear it takes fucking forever to go up and up and up and up this stairwell. I swear you go like 100 floors. I know what the guys in Ghostbusters feel like. You know, they just go up and up. I'm like, Jesus, how long is this fucking thing, man? But again, what makes it work is not only, to me, it's fun. It is fun. The voices, the cinematic, the quality of it is high upon high standard. And a lot of the nice details, even with the wolves. The wolves will hunt your ass, but if you use Sniper Wolf's handkerchief that you get, or you've grabbed, if you use that, or if you have that on, the wolves will love your ass, and they won't attack you. It's like moments like that, they're like, oh, okay, like, okay, there's nice little details here and there. And it brings a lot of character to the game. Like, there's a lot of good effort being put into this. Again, this awesome music. You know, even the way game over, state, or when you hit the start button, it's a strong gunshot. Like, wow, they really went all out. Take each moment and not half-ass it. I appreciate that. I appreciate the fuck out of that. There's a lot of games as well as movies that don't put that much effort into it. Like they really wanted to make something special, and they did, and it's become one of my favorite games of all time. Because each time you play, it's an experience. And it's a fun experience. You know, you get your money's worth. You get your money's worth with it, and you're playing a character that is badass, Solid Snake, and the ending is satisfying to me. Literally going off into the, well, not the sunset, but to the sunrise. Almost the ending they have in Resident Evil 4, except this is a snowmobile and there is a jet ski. Because it's you, and if you do it right, the girl behind you, and you're riding off instead of a snowmobile, it's a jet ski, and it's the sun rising. I'm like, wow, did they steal this from Metal Gear Solid? Resident Evil 4's ending? It works. It works. But yeah, I don't know what more I could say. I love Metal Gear Solid. I don't know if I'll have footage, because I don't know. YouTube is weird. Sometimes it'll block stuff, even though everyone else has it. Sometimes it don't. Plus, I don't feel comfortable taking footage when I didn't make the footage. It's hard for me to get PlayStation type of footage on my own. But anyway, you guys, either you know Metal Gear Solid or go play it yourself. It's worth it, in my opinion. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.